Well, g'day, and welcome back again to Jiao Qing. And today, for I think it's only the second time, we're actually making a video in my home because it's raining outside. It's been raining, well, all afternoon. I don't know how much rain was around this morning, but yeah, I was hoping to get out and actually go for a walk and do this video. So today we're actually doing another replying to comments video. Had a heap of people. The video I did buying my new drone, it was really weird actually. It was up for a few days and sort of got 300-400 views, which is pretty average for my channel. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, it just took off. And we're now a few days in the last, 3-4 days? I think it was Tuesday this all started. We're up to over 15,000 views, so I'm stoked, and a couple of hundred plus new subscribers on board. So yeah, very, very happy. So we're actually going to go through some of the comments because anyone else who flies drones, there's a couple of tips in here which I think will be really handy. There were quite a few questions asked. Yeah, so there's a bit of stuff here that might be interesting for anyone else who maybe has a drone or is thinking about buying a drone. So we'll go through and have a look at some of these comments here. So first comment, congratulations on your new DJI, best in the business and proud of the brand. I think that's actually a Chinese viewer. Yeah, well, you've got good reason to be proud of the brand. They are the best. As far as I'm concerned, I've not seen anything that comes close. 86 Lawei, who's another China YouTuber, commented, excellent drone, definitely. Looks like a great drone. Thanks for sharing the whole process from purchase, registration, unboxing, and setup. The images of your new school look good. I'm looking forward to your new content with the aid of your DJI drone. Cheers from Australia. Yeah, I've seen plenty of videos of people who have got drones, whether they're sponsored or whatever, where they do the unboxing and they do the setup and they go take you through how to fly. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting, and going through the actual process of purchasing the thing and everything that they do in the shop. Yeah, it was good and they were great. Great video. Thank you for going through the process. Very welcome. Okay, this is one that I wasn't sure what this one was about when I first read it. So he says, props in, weird. I guess so. If it crashes, it ruins your camera, so you have to buy another one. Lol. When I first read that, I wasn't sure. Like, props in. I had no idea what he was talking about. I wasn't sure if that was meant to be a trolly comment that I just didn't understand or what. But no, I think I get what he's saying now. So we've actually got the drone here. So there's actually comments underneath. Where are we? Come on, open. Okay, rotation direction of the propellers. So I think what he's saying is that the front propellers, when they rotate this way and and this way. And I think, hold on. Rotation direction of the propellers would kind of pull the drone into a tree if you tap it head on. So I think he's saying because the propellers are going this way, if you hit an obstacle, it will pull the drone forward into an obstacle. I said, okay. Then someone else commented, it won't pull into anything. The props spin freely independent of the motor, which what they're saying is they're not actually fixed. They do rotate around. It's only gravity or centrifugal force holds them out when the motor's spinning. most drones are props out, so the spin direction is away from the camera. Yeah. So, so here's my thought on this. The best. So yes, I see what they're saying about maybe it pulling things in, but I don't know that with the way the propellers are manufactured. I guess once they're folded up, they might get stuck and still manage to pull something in. But the way I look at it is the best sensor is on the front of the drone. So it's probably less likely that you're going to pull anything in rather than something coming in from the side. So maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that original comment, props in, I had no idea what he was talking about. But I do understand. I think I understand now. If you see this comment, let me know if I've got the idea right, because yeah, you did puzzle me for a little while, but I think I understand what you were saying now. I'm still fairly new to all this sort of stuff. Next comment. Great video. Just curious, how much was it there in China? I can't believe I didn't actually mention the cost in the video. But a lot of people asked about the price. It was 9,988 RMB. So 10,000 RMB, near enough for the whole Fly More kit. A lot of people asked me, how does that compare to prices elsewhere? I don't know. A lot of people who ask that, I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're in India or in America or in England or in Germany. You know, 10,000 RMB. Get on Google, look at the conversion rate for the currency, and then check out the price in your own country. I don't know, and I'm not going to do it for every country. Another one asked the price. So yeah, we're going to skip through all the rest of the ones that asked the price. That'll do. Right, great video, brother. Just found your channel and subbed. Thank you for subbing. While I am, a lot of these new subscribers seem to have come off the back of this buying a DJI drone. I would like to make it clear to those people that this, while I'm going to be using a drone for a lot of the videos I do now, this is not a drone channel. This is a channel about my life living here in China. So yeah, if you're expecting drone focused content, you're in the wrong place. But if you want to learn about China and see some of the footage that we can hopefully get with this little beauty, yeah, stick around, because I'm still learning, I'm improving. There will be drone videos coming up in the future. As I learn new things, I will probably talk a little bit more about this in the future. Okay, there were a couple of negative comments on this video. So at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I just finished in a kindergarten where I'd been off playing songs, things like Old MacDonald to the kindergarten kids. This comment: how arrogant does one have to be to fly all the way to China to teach Old MacDonald to kids who've never asked for it in the first place? Well, let me read you my reply first. And how arrogant does one have to be making comments when he knows nothing of the situation? I get asked to visit that kindergarten because it is owned by friends of mine, and they are the ones that suggested the English language songs I should play for the kids. And I didn't fly all the way to China to do that. I came for another job. I do that as a favour for a friend. Maybe try thinking a little before making comments and showing your own lack of education. And then we got someone else backing me up here saying, you've posted one of the dumbest comments in the history of YouTube. SFB. I'm old. What's this SFB? I don't know what that means. But yeah, I go to this kindergarten because it's friends of mine run the place. They like me to go in, have some fun with the kids. They tell me what they want me to do. I don't. I've got a job. I work in a college. I don't have to go to the kindergarten. I do it because I get asked to and because I like to help people out. And then the same person made another comment, speaks a bit of English. So I mentioned that the guy in the shop speaks a bit of English, and he's commented, in inverted commas, speaks a bit of English. And then he goes on, who in the world do you think you are? You're in China, for goodness sakes. Yes, I know I'm in China. And I don't know if you've ever travelled to another country, but when you're in a country where nobody speaks your natural language and you come across someone who does speak your language, it's nice. It's nice to be able to talk to someone in your own language. It's nice to be able to have the help, especially when you're doing something as technical as this, where working through a translator or my very limited knowledge of Chinese, I wouldn't be able to ask questions about this. You're an idiot, mate. Absolute idiot. Who on earth do you think you are? Try getting out in the world a little bit. Right. Oh, no way. I just got the exact same drone. You'll love it. I hope you're loving it as much as I am. I've been out at our other school the last couple of days teaching classes. Today was my first day off. I was really looking forward to getting out and going flying, but raining all afternoon. So hopefully tomorrow we're going to get out and have a fly. I have a Mini 4 Pro, Avata 2 and a Neo, and I love them, but I think I need the Air 3 or a Mavic in the collection for a bit more flight time maybe. Yeah, keep an eye out. I believe April, towards the end of April, I believe the new Mavic is being released. You've got the Avata 2 and the Neo. The Neo is the really small one, the fairly new one. The Avata is actually one I would like to get in the future. I do want to try and learn a bit of FPV. Okay, next comment. I have to be honest. I'm surprised that in China you can just take off with a drone in the middle of the city. Yes. It's, everybody talks about how authoritarian China is. And yes, there are things you can't do in China. But there's also a hell of a lot of things you can do. So for this drone, anywhere else, just about any Western country, you would have to get a drone license. I think it's Part 107 or something in America. I don't know what other countries have, but similar things. If your drone's over 250 grams, you have to get a license. Here in China, the drone is licensed. The flyer is not at this point in time. I don't think there's been many issues with people flying drones. People are pretty responsible here. If people start doing stupid things, there's every chance that in the future we will have to get licensed. But at the moment we don't. And they're pretty good. Around Zhaoqing, there's not many places I know of where you cannot fly a drone. But if you're doing stupid things, if there's a crowd of people and you're flying over a crowd, they're probably going to come and tell you to stop. Paifeng Square, I don't think you can fly over Paifeng Square because there's always a lot of people there, especially not in the evening. Maybe during the daytime when there's less people around, maybe you can. But yeah, I've seen people flying drones in all sorts of places. But people are generally pretty good. Right, hell yeah, someone else commented. Yeah, hell yeah, I can't agree more. Congratulations, DJI is the best in the field. I'm waiting to pass my Part 107 before I should buy my next drone. Yeah, we don't have to do that here, which, well, it's good for me, but sort of, I don't mind having these licenses for heavier drones in places like America, back home in Australia. Because I do think it is good to actually go and learn a bit of stuff and learn what the rules are and stuff before you start flying. I don't think it would be a bad thing for China to institute something similar to that. Maybe not a license, but maybe have a... And maybe they do. Maybe they have stuff in Chinese I'm just not aware of, but maybe have a site where you can go and look up the rules. I might have to look into that, see if I can find something. It might be in Chinese. I'll translate it. And yeah, I have done a little bit of searching, just trying to find out what the rules are, but we'll see. We'll keep digging. Wow, what a beauty that drone is. Little bit of an enthusiast myself. Currently have the Avata 2 and a Neo. DJI is pretty sweet gear, great content, subscribed. Yeah, DJI is a great gear. Again, the Avata 2 and the Neo. Both drones I would be interested in. I'm definitely interested in the Avata 2 for the FPV, but the Neo also looks really good for one of the mountains that we went up a few months back. One of the guys that was in the hiking group with us, he actually had... Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the Neo is the tiny little one with the propeller guards on the propellers, isn't it? One of the guys we were with had one of these tiny little ones with the prop guards. And he just had this thing set on follow him as he's climbing up the mountain. And this thing was going into like loose branches with leaves and stuff on the trees and just flying straight through them. No problem at all. It was amazing. So yeah, I was really, really impressed with that. Glad I found your great video. Are you part of Drone Seekers International on YouTube? No, I wasn't, but I did look them up and I have subscribed to the channel. So yeah, I'm going to have to go back. I haven't actually watched much of their content yet. I'm going to go back and have a dig through. There might be stuff they can teach me. Like I say, always happy to learn, so learn what I can. Okay, thank you so much for this video. I will be at the Beijing, China World Shopping Center in 4 weeks. Is there an advantage price-wise to buying it there as opposed to some other country? Does the Air 3 Fly More package come with 3 batteries? I'm looking at getting the Air 3S or maybe the Mavic 4. Any insights would be greatly appreciated. From other comments, so a couple of people commented, I think, from America, who said it was about $200 cheaper than it is in America, but I can't confirm that. Like I said, 10,000 RMB, do your conversion on Google and then check out your local price. I can't be sure. If you're going to be here that was 3 days ago, so if you're going to be in here in 4 weeks, Mavic 4. Yeah, there's every chance a Mavic 4 might be released by then. I'm not sure of the exact date. It's a beast, yes. Do you know why a tourist can't bring a drone into China when you can just go in and buy one? Okay, I replied to that. I didn't know you couldn't, and I would check on that. I'm sure others have, but to fly legally, you would need to register the drone. And for that, you do need a local phone number. As for not being allowed to bring one in, I will look into that. Not sure if it's accurate. Not sure it's accurate, but I'm not sure. Which someone else replied, you can bring a drone into China. You must register it before flying, and max 120 meters up to half kilometer away in visual line of sight. Obviously, at half kilometer, you don't see it anymore, but in visual line of sight, zero obstruction between the pilot and the drone. So yeah, that was cool to know. I wasn't entirely sure of the distance. And yeah, half a kilometer away, that's well out of sight. I can't see the thing once I'm 500 meters away. So apparently you can bring them in, but you must register them. If you're only here visiting, if you have Chinese friends here or even other foreigner friends who are living here, if they've got a Chinese phone number, maybe try getting them to register it. If you haven't got a local phone number, you're not going to be able to register. So you are... I don't actually know how that... I don't know with the sub 250 gram drones whether they have to be registered. I will try and find out about that, and when I do find out, I will comment under your comment. So keep an eye out for that. Where in China is this shop? It is Zhaoqing, Zhouqing. We are just to the west of Guangzhou. Come out of Guangzhou towards the west, and I think the next city you come to is Zhaoqing. And in Duanzhou, not Guangzhou, Duan, Duanzhou in Zhaoqing. Good picture quality. What price was the drone? Again, 10,000. And yeah, the picture quality is astounding. Okay, this is one that I missed. You muted your phone number but didn't prevent anyone from seeing your finger on the dial pad. They are all the same. Personally, I don't care. Yeah, I don't really care. But I would edit this video and cut that part. Anyone out there with hacking abilities, have your phone number. Yeah, good luck with that. Otherwise, fantastic drones. All DJI and FPV camera systems. Air 03 unit, 04 unit with the goggles. I kept my Mini 4, but I fly FPV quadcopter 99% of the time. Yeah, I haven't done the FPV stuff. I do want to try that. I know of another foreigner, an American guy who I've got to try and get in contact with, lives out in Dinghu, so he's an hour away from here. He actually builds FPV drones, I believe. So yeah, I might have to try and contact him, get in touch with him, and yeah, go and learn a bit, because while mostly, like for videos that I do about life in China, it'll be this, or you know, if I get a Mini or something like that in the future, it'll be a camera drone. But I would like to do FPV drones. I would like to try that and maybe get into that just for fun, not so much for making videos, just for going out and enjoying the flying. And it might be good training too for flying this. Just learn some new skills and things. Same person commented, visual line of sight or visual line of sight, unless written in local laws, means a direct, unobstructed contact between you and the drone. So not being behind a building, a hill, mountain, etc. But I fly, so do the police, Hollywood, filmmakers, blah, 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 blah. The issue is the link quality. Okay. From a plateau down into a valley, even when you're close, you can end up beyond visual line of sight at 100 meters away. The issue is the link quality, not the distance. Obviously, in most countries, there is a common sense involved. Yeah, common sense is a big thing. Close by in a city, careful. If you're in a remote place where no one lives, go. Yeah, and the finished one of that, check VLOS drones, UAV regulations where you fly. Yeah, anywhere you're flying a drone, check your local, you should know your local rules anyway. And if you're traveling somewhere else, don't expect the rules there to be the same as what they are in your local area. Different places have different rules, and your rules don't apply when you're somewhere else. If you're in another place, you have to abide by that place's rules. Right, the DJI VTX gets hot really fast. Turn the controller on first, then the drone. It will need time to acquire satellites from red to yellow to white light, ready to fly. Home point, when you land, shut it off ASAP. Yeah, when I land, I always shut everything off straight away. But yeah, that was a good tip, turn the controller on first. It also takes a little time for the controller to boot up and stuff. So yeah, I've been turning the controller off first, then turning the controller on, then pulling out the drone, unpacking it, and by then the controller's pretty much ready to go. Hello, just wondering, are the drones any cheaper in China to buy? As I said, 10,000 RMB, do the translation, find out, look up your local prices. But yeah, probably. I mean, they don't have to transport them around the world from here, so you're not paying transport costs, maybe import duties, all that sort of thing. Right. At the point 2130 in the video, is that drifting normal? So, what he's talking about, the drone came down and then sort of went to the side before it landed. From what I can see, yes, it is normal. When you do return, like just press the return to home button, it comes back, gets close, and then it positions itself so it comes right down onto the exact same spot. From what I've seen of my drone, I haven't actually seen anybody confirm that is what it's doing, but yeah, that seems to be the case. It gets down a meter off the ground and then it'll move over and get right into that same position it took off from. The landing is insanely close to where you take off. It's really, really good. I would only have DJI. They are far superior than any other drone. Love them. Yeah, I mean, for the money, you can't do better. I mean, there's a couple of, well, I haven't even heard anything of them for a while. There were a couple of American companies, but, you know, for the cost of labor in China, because people don't get paid as much here because the cost of living is so much lower, they can just make these things far, far cheaper and better quality. You know, to get the same quality out of a drone from somewhere else, you might pay God knows how much more. It's very similar with my guitar. You know, I bought an Australian-made guitar. To get the equivalent sort of, you know, Gibson or Fender or whatever, I would have had to pay another $1,000 because those guitars that are being imported, you got all the import duties and stuff. So they're, yeah, much of a difference in prices. I don't know where you are. I don't know, you know, what the prices are where you are. I have this and the regular Air 3 and also the Spectre Air. I absolutely love them all. Have fun and best wishes. So you have an Air 3 and an Air 3S. I'm confused as to why you... I guess the Air 3 came out first and you bought that, and then the Air 3S came out and you went, ooh, got to have the new one. Which I can understand. You always want the new thing. Maybe, you know, partly it's that sensor. I haven't actually done a lot of research into... I mean, for me, this sensor for the low light was a big selling point for me. Not that I'm going to do a lot of low light stuff, but just to have that security if I am somewhere. The Spectre Air, it's an exact model of the Air 3. So is that like the... I think I know the company. Don't they like do the Mini as well, and they do like a cheap version of the Mini? I'm not entirely sure. Okay, I've got a question for you. I'm wondering what the price difference would be between China and the US. I paid roughly $2,300 after tax for my Fly More combo. All right, so he's actually given us a price there. Let's have a look at that and see what the conversion rate between RMB and the US dollar is. So we'll do this one. We're not going to go in and do all of them. RMB to US dollar conversion. All right, let's have a look here. Where's one where we can put in a... Okay. What am I doing here? Goodness me. Okay, let's go in here. Nope, that one won't open. Let's try Forbes. Okay, amount from... Right. So mine was 10,000. Calculate. What? No, that's not right. It's saying here 15,100. What? No. Okay, that site's really bad. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. Okay. 10,000 to US dollar. Oh, no. Chinese, China. RMB to US dollar. Okay, so you paid. Where was that comment? I've lost the comment. Okay, you paid roughly 2,300. According to this conversion, I paid roughly 1,370. Wow, that's a big difference. I wonder if there's tariffs on DJI drones going to America. I know there's a lot of tariff stuff going on with America at the moment. Wow, that's a lot of money. Nice. I like the customer support in the DJI store. Nice. Yeah, these guys, absolutely brilliant. The guys in the shop, they, as I said earlier, one of them speaks some English. He's really good, but I've also spoken to other people who have bought drones. They've been, everybody in the shop has been very, very helpful. And I know a couple of guys who have taken drones back to the shop, asking questions, wanting hints and tips about things. And it's not like they're just being nice to you when you might spend some money. If you go back with questions, from what I've heard, I haven't had to go back with questions yet, but from what I've heard, they're willing to help. Like, they're just really, really good staff in there. Right, next one. Hello from Canada. YouTube suggested your video, which I was happy to watch. I fly a Mini 3 Pro and I'm waiting for the Mini 5 Pro to come out. But the Air 3S has looked very interesting, so we'll see. One YouTuber who seemed credible suggests that changing drone filters with every light change is not necessary. His point is that a camera drone with its omnidirectional flying goes through varied light changes throughout most flights. Unless you want to go pro with the camera, he suggests using one filter if it's very sunny, ND32 or 64, and leave the camera on auto. He says DJI does an excellent job of looking after changes of camera settings from that point and takes away the guesswork wondering which filter's right for the moment. You could use the ND32 on a cloudy days and no filter when it's darker. It works for me. No more landing the drone to change filter because the sun came out or went behind a cloud. I'm subscribing to your channel because of my interest in drones, drone videos, and where you are. So I'm glad you're not just here for the drones. That's also where I am. Also maybe because I'm an older guy too. Haha, Tom. Thanks, Tom. The tips with the filters was interesting. I was hoping to actually go out today and fly, but as I said, raining today. I did want to go out and experiment with the filters a little bit and just see how much of a difference they make. But with the weather, so I'm actually, after we've finished filming and sorting this video out, I'm actually going to sit down and watch some videos on YouTube about using filters. But yeah, I'll probably be putting one of the lighter filters on my camera if I deem it's worthwhile, and then just leaving it there, not messing around with it. But yeah, thanks for the tip. I haven't tried the filters yet. I'm going to give them a try. Like I say, hopefully the weather's good tomorrow. Air 3 is a beast. I agree. It is awesome. Hi, thank you for talking clear English. I'm not English speaker, so sometimes it's hard to understand. I love your new drone. Can you please, how much did you pay? I think drones should be cheaper if we buy in China, but maybe I am wrong. Take care. Yeah, as for the talking clear English, you're welcome. Sometimes when I'm doing videos, I still do fall back into my sort of old English, old Australian ways. But working here and working in a college and teaching students here, I learned very quickly that I have to speak clearly and I have to slow down my speech. When there's a couple of old friends I speak to back in Australia, and anytime I talk to them, they say, "Why are you talking so slowly?" And yeah, I've just got used to it here. I can't talk like I used to talk back in Australia. Or no, I remember my very first class here. I walked into the class and I had an hour and a half long class, which was basically just me doing an introduction, telling them of some stuff about Australia and a bit about me, and played them a couple of songs on the guitar, showed them, I do juggling and stuff, showed them some juggling, and I had two of our teachers were sitting up in the back of the class, and they came up to me afterwards and said, "How do you think it went?" And I was still really nervous, and I said, "I don't know. I'm okay. I think I said everything I wanted to say." And they said, "Oh, you said everything you wanted to say, but they probably understood like 10% of it. You were talking way too fast." So yeah, you're welcome. I do try and be clear and stuff. As we move forward, I'm actually looking in a couple of weeks at getting a new phone. Once I've got a new phone, I will be looking at a new laptop, which my new laptop is going to be strictly for video editing. Once I do that, I'm going to, because my current computer is chock-a-block full, I can't put any other programs on it. I've got a couple of programs I've been told about that I'm going to actually have subtitles put into the videos, because there are people who don't speak English that watch the videos. So yeah, that'd be nice, so that if they can't quite understand what I'm saying, they've got the words up on the screen. So that's planned for the future, but that'll be a little bit of time yet. I've got to get the laptop sorted. Right, looks like what else did he say? I think drones should be cheaper if we buy in China. Probably yes. I can't imagine they would be cheaper anywhere else. Looks like the Air 3S is much competitive drone versus DJI Mini 4 Pro. Enjoy with lots of good day, sir. Sandeep. Yeah, it's a much better drone than Mini 4. Better, especially this sensor on the front. Better camera, you got the zoom, good zoom camera. But at the same time, Mini 4 Pro, under 250 grams, if that's a requirement for where you fly so you don't have to get a license, then that makes the Mini 4 Pro much, much more competitive. So yeah, swings and roundabouts. I was looking at the Mini 4 Pro, but for the price, I'd rather pay a couple, I think it was 3,000 more to get this, 3,000 RMB more over the Mini. So this was worth it. Right, congratulations on purchasing your drone. You're going to have lots of fun. Like your video. First time I see someone purchasing, unpacking, and talking about it. Well done. Yeah, like I said, I've never seen anyone actually showing the deal in the shop. Yeah, I like doing that sort of thing, actually showing the process. Like I say, we are going to be buying a new phone. I'll be getting the new Xiaomi 15 Ultra, which I'm going to go and talk to the guys in there's a specific shop I'm planning on going to. I'm going to go and talk to the guys, ask them if it's okay to film that, because I would like to film that process as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll see how we go with that. It'll depend on, if the guys in there are a bit camera shy, maybe we won't. Right, you like drones, you should get into FPV. It's a lot different from flying a camera drone. If a camera drone is a self-driving Tesla, an FPV drone is a turbocharged manual race car with a roll cage. I love the way you put that. That's a great analogy. As for FPV, yes, I do want to get into that, but for starters, I need a camera drone. It is all about getting footage for this channel. I can fly this without any problems. It's really easy. It's almost uncrashable. FPV, like I said earlier, is something I would like to do, but it will be done for fun. G'day, mate. How much to buy F3S in China? Like I said, 10,000 RMB. Get on Google, do your conversion. Nice, you're going to love it. One thing, however, the bag is good for a Neo with all it's needed. You're going to have to need a larger case for Air 3S and all your stuff. So, what he's talking about here is this is a bag, and once we get the drone back in here, slide you in there. Once the drone's in there, with the batteries and the controller, there's not really any extra space. So one thing I am thinking about doing is going and finding a company that makes backpacks and getting a backpack specifically made with cut-out compartments for the drone, battery case, controller, but also for the Pocket 3, for my battery packs. I've got 2 of them, and also with room for my laptop when I get my laptop sorted, so I can have everything that I use for filming. The microphones, all that stuff, 360 camera. I want to be able to have everything in one bag. So yeah, I've got to start looking for a company who makes bags and who can do custom bags. Yeah, the bag, I would like to be able to fit a few other things in there so I don't have to carry a second bag when I'm going out with it, but there's just no room. How many dollars did you part? I don't know, back one. Wow, return to home so on point. Excellent job there by DJI. That's why I love my DJI drone. Yeah, like I said, I've got a Phantom 4 Pro sitting over there. The return to home with that, when that returned to home, it would get within a foot, 2 feet, maybe 3 feet from the exact point that I took off. This thing has not been more than maybe an inch or 2 off the exact takeoff point. Of a couple of times when I've taken off, I've actually had a pen with me and just marked a little X where I'm taking off from, just to see exactly how close it gets, and far out, the thing's amazing. Right, the DJI mic should have a USB adapter to connect. Yes, I do have the mic 2 kit with the adapter. There was nothing wrong with that. It was I did something wrong when I was trying to, so this is off. Yeah, so I went out, I did a video a couple of days after this video. I went out trying to connect the microphone to the controller so I could do a audio recording through my controller so that I can film without having to have a separate thing. But it didn't work. I did something wrong. But then somebody it was Dave, Lauwei, 86 Lauwei, the other China channel here. He mentioned, I was talking to him and he said, why don't you so these microphones have a record button here. We can record straight into the microphone. Why do I need to record straight into the controller? I don't. So yeah, we're going to try that out. I will try and get out. I want to go out and do maybe we'll go out the ancient wall. If it's not raining tomorrow, we might do that tomorrow, actually. We'll go out to the ancient wall. We'll fly the drone around the ancient wall and have all the commentary while I'm up in the air. It's just as an experiment to see how that works for video creation. Because, yeah, maybe I can occasionally do some videos where I don't use this camera at all. It's just all shot from the air, depending on where I am and stuff. Nice drone, mate. Hours of fun there. Hours of fun, hopefully years of fun. We got what's this? Spanish. Right, translate to English. What has this one said? My friend, congratulations on having the DJI drone, and the work you do with the drone is excellent. Showing it. I love drones. I don't have them at the moment, but I would like to learn how to handle one. If you want to learn how to handle one, there's some great channels. 51 Drones. Oh, goodness me, I can't remember off the top of my head who else I watch. I've got about 4 or 5 channels that I watch that do drone content. Dan's Tube. Dan's Tube is an Australian guy who does really good drone stuff. In fact, when you open the lessons on the controller, I found out it's actually Dan's Tube that's provided the lessons for how to do all the functions. So yeah, really good. Good job, Dan. Yeah, go and watch some stuff. They're really not hard to fly. It doesn't take long. With how drones have progressed in the time of the conception, it makes you wonder what next. Yeah, I mean, I bought my Phantom 4. When did I buy that? It must be 6, sure, maybe even getting up towards 7 years ago. And the difference between that and this, they're worlds apart. It's, yeah, the technology, all the tracking, all the functions you can do with it. It's far, far and above what my old drone has. So, yeah, I'm stoked. Where they go next? Well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen, there's companies now doing food deliveries with drones. There's places in Shenzhen, you go into a little area thing, you order a coffee and the drone brings you a coffee. I haven't seen it in person yet. Next time I'm in Shenzhen or Guangzhou, one of these places that have this stuff, I'm going to go and try it out. Not that I drink coffee. I don't know what else. I hope they bring me something I can drink. But yeah, I've got to go and try it and do a video and show you guys that, because the technology in China at the moment, there's so much going on. It is unbelievable. Yeah, it's funny. Coming here, 8 years ago, I still had this old, what's the word I'm looking for? This old stereotype in my mind, China's backwards, rah, rah, rah. I was stunned when I came here at some of the stuff that was here 8 years ago and how things have progressed in the 8 years since I've been here. When I came here, there weren't many electric cars on the road, and most of them were quite small. They didn't go very far. They took forever to charge up. You look at the progression there in 8 years. My God, it's mind-boggling. And in so many areas, the drones, mobile phones, their phones stuff that's happening now, the AI. A friend of mine who's now working for, he used to work in my school, is now working for a medical technology company, which I was hoping to get off and see Frankel this weekend, but he's busy. We are going to try and catch up with him because we're going to go and do an interview with him and learn about this company he's working for, because he's told me stuff, but it just blows my mind. Like, half of what he tells me, I can't even take in. It's like, wow, really? It's, amazing. The Air 3S is superb. Variable aperture is all that is left needing. It's got pretty much, that's really all you want. It's, wait for the Air 4. It'll probably be on that. The Mavic 3 has variable aperture, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering right. But yeah, I don't even know that I'd use it. With all the automatic stuff, I'm not that good of a photographer to understand how to... I sort of understand what variable aperture does, but I'm not a good enough photographer to be able to use all the different, the triangle thing they talk about, the aperture, the other stuff, if you're a photographer, you know what I'm talking about, the triangle of something. I'm not a good enough photographer to be able to get the best out of that stuff. So really, most of the time, my drone will be on auto. But as I get better, hopefully I'll learn and be able to get better and better stuff. Congratulations. I wish I can have this where I am watching from Africa, precisely Cameroon. How much dollar is for the drone? Well, 10,000 RMB. You'll have to do your conversion locally and find out how much it costs there. Somebody else asked, please can I get the DJI guy's number? Want to purchase one from them. I don't have his number. Sorry, can't help you with that. So, I've got a feeling this was meant to be a little bit of a... Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. But I got the comment. So, why didn't you show the prices? Because I didn't think about it. I was in there. I was excited about buying my drone. I wasn't really thinking about anything that I was filming. But price, 10,000 RMB for the Air 3S with the full thing. It's about 7,000 for the Mini 4 with the Fly More. If you want more prices, get on the DJI app. They're all there. It's not like they hide their prices. If they hide their prices, no one's going to know what they have to pay. Get online, find the prices. It's not hard. Congratulations. I'm also a big fan, sir, from India. My name is Moshin. I watch every videos You do not buy charger Air 3S 100 watt DJI. No, so that's the one thing that the drone did not come with, was the charging brick to plug into the wall. Came with the USB cable, but no charging brick. So I thought, I've got heaps of charger, the plugs to go into the wall here. I thought, I'll just use one of the plugs I've got. No. If you want your batteries and stuff to charge up in a decent time, get a 100 watt charger. You need one. I put, just using actually, give me 1 second. So, out of the school, the first day I had the thing, I plugged this into the battery pack. I had it running all night, one battery fully charged, and the batteries weren't drained. They were, half charged when I got them. So I had to buy this online. So this is a 100 watt charger. I actually messaged the guy in the shop and said, okay, I need to buy a charger, because I thought I had something that was close to 100 watts here, but I can't find it. It's probably lost. So I messaged him and said, what brand should I buy? And he actually recommended this one. So I went with it, and very, very happy. Charges very, very quickly. So yeah, you will have to buy one of these plugs, but once you've got it, absolutely brilliant. Really good. Mini 4 Pro. Okay, so this I think is someone has got a Mini 4 Pro with bells and whistles. I live near a school, a couple hundred yards, would not even think about flying over it. This is Arkansas, USA. Yeah, you'd probably get it shot down or something. I'd be careful for it's funny actually, in the West, they get very sensitive about, or some people get very, very sensitive about that sort of stuff. Here, it seems to be pretty good. People don't really bother. But like I say, people here generally do the right thing, so people aren't sort of predisposed to worrying about stuff that just it's not worthy of worrying about. But yeah, even in Australia, I'd be very cautious flying over schools or anything like that. Anywhere where kids are involved. How much did you buy it for? Again, 10,000 RMB. You'll have to search up conversion for wherever you are. And last comment, which city are you in? Jiaoqing. Again, so Zhaoqing. to the west of Guangzhou in Guangdong province. Nice little city. Yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to go through all the comments on that video because we seem to have attracted a heap of new subscribers. Like I said, if you have come here expecting this to be a drone channel, unsubscribe because you're just going to be disappointed. I don't want you coming here and be. If you want drone stuff, go somewhere else. There's people who do much better stuff from me. Like I say, this is about my life living here in China and trying to get some more honest information out there than some of what you see around the place. But there will be drone stuff in, and I will talk more about the drone, and I do have plans in the future to expand my drone fleet. So, yeah, but, if you're interested in learning about what life's like here in China, and, I will be using the drone to get footage of places I go, so it's not like there'll be no drone stuff, but it will be mainly footage. I won't be talking about drones all the time. Yeah, hopefully you stick around. Like I say, a couple of hundred subscribers in a couple of days. I woke up in the morning and went, what's happened here? Where have all these views and all these subscribers come from? I sort of trundle along, maybe 3 or 4 new subscribers a week come on board. And then all of a sudden I've got a couple of hundred. I was shocked and stunned. So yeah, all those new subscribers, I hope that we provide you with some stuff that you enjoy and you stick around and like what we do. And if you've enjoyed this one, we've gone up again. We're up to 1,713 subscribers. Stoked. And we're sitting still on 15K for the video we're talking about. So we're going to finish things up there because we've been talking for nearly an hour and I've had enough. So if you've enjoyed this thing, hit that like button, share with friends, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. If you have further if you have further questions about the drones, let us know. I'm happy to go away, do some research. If you've got questions that maybe a consumer can't answer, but I could go and ask the guys in the DJI store, I'm happy to do a trip out there, go and see them, go and have a chat with them and find more information if there's other information that you want. Yeah, whatever I can do to help. If there's stuff you would like to learn about life here in China, in Guangdong, here in Jiaqing, again, down in the comment section, hit us up. If you come up with a good idea, we'll go away, we'll do some research and bring you a video. But for now, thanks very much for watching, everybody. Yeah, I was just bored sitting here trying not to get wet in the rain. So hopefully today's a better day. We can get out and fly tomorrow and try and learn a bit more about this drone. I definitely, as I said, want to try the filters. So we'll see how we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe, and we will see you all in the next one. Cheers.